Hello friends. Uh, this article that I have written on choosing an articleship firm for CA students or any professional students, this article is going to be useful for all of us in deciding what sort of an articleship firm we should be looking for and what will suit our needs. Considering the fact that these days professional challenges are big and a mediocre firm of practice would not be able to sustain the pressures of the continuous growing and complexifying situations and the dynamics of the whole scenario currently, I would suggest you to aim for excellence. That has to be the way now. Things, the way you will approach next 2-3 years, whatever articleship is remaining, if I can contribute to that, my purpose will be solved. I have a sheet of paper in my hand, that same article which is in front of you right now, and I wanted to go through with that article with a little bit more of an in-depth analysis, so that whatever is in front of you right now, you can gain a little bit more exposure from this verbal speech that we are having. Okay, so before we start, this post is not only for students. I intend to be going to the professionals also for this post, because all of us have a joint responsibility to create a good professional breed that is coming in the future. So let me start with this. As I have just taken up in the articleship also, there is a point by point approach that you need to see how things have to be shaped up. The number one thing that I say is you have to see what is your goal. That is very, very important. If you see what is your goal can be right now a very difficult thing for you to even identify. Most of us, we don't even know what our goals are, and that's a very normal thing. It's not something which is abnormal, or you're not something which is different from others. Most of the people that you will come across will have this scenario. To identify what is your goal right now, I don't prescribe you a lot of difficult tactics. I would prescribe you a simple mechanism to identify what your goal is. A natural talent is something which you can effortlessly work on. So if you're finding a particular thing in which your efforts are getting less and your results are coming out, you're able to devote more time to it more effectively, and time passes by like anything. That to me is your natural talent zone. If you're able to identify even the natural talent also, let us for right now, initial phase, assume that as a part of our goal. So for an example, you are one of those articles or interns who like traveling. An audit firm gives you a lot of travel work. So right now, at the initial phase, it's the travel and the audit which is going to be your goal right now. As you will keep developing and moving forward, you will keep realizing and refining your goal every single day. But there is a concept which I say as a blueprint that should be in your mind from day one. Don't run away from this, that I will decide it later. You have to kill it and nail it right now, today. Number second is the research. Again, research is very, very crucial. You know it. Why research is crucial is a lot of times you would maybe have a regret about the firm that you have joined, or maybe the firm has a regret about their taking you in. It can be vice versa situation. The situation might not be only on the potential but on the interest also. For example, you join a CA firm which is more into tax audits, which is more into audits, but you want to learn more of the corporate work, the secretarial work and all. That might not be the good place for you. Ultimately, it is also one of the fact that what is your vision. You want to learn all the works, or you want to have a knowledge and peak review of everything, but develop a domain in one particular arena. And number third that I say is don't sync with others' review. Now, I don't intend to say that by saying don't sync with others' review, don't listen to them. Listen to them. You should have a review from people. But the fact is, don't sink in them. When I say don't sink in them, I mean that whatever reviews you're taking, you have to be unbiased towards it. The mere fact that somebody who is more closer to you holds a particular review does not necessarily mean that this is the way you're going to opt for the situation. Then tax audit versus the audit firm, and this you already know. Next would be the fact that what are your PR abilities that has to be seen. Say for an example, I'll give you an example in my case. When I joined the Articleship firm, when I was in my study days, I used to have a lot of research on the people who know, yet I could not sink in their review. But you know that these people, the review that they are giving are credible enough to at least be considered. So in that scenario, what can be done is, what can be the route that can be opted, is that you open yourself first with your own interests, and then whatever interests that are coming, you have to synchronize those interests in line with the reviews that you have got from the people who are in your PR. That is how I see things happening. Point number next, which is again a very crucial point, is don't hesitate from yourself. A lot of times I have seen a lot of students who do this blunder, and then they at a later stage they realize that this is not the way it's supposed to be happening. You cannot run away from yourself. That is one thing you must admit. You cannot run away. You cannot say that this is the way I'm going to compromise for 6 months, 7 months or 8 months, and then I'm going to get into that firm. It's a different situation sometimes. You might just say that sir is suggesting that maybe you are going to opt for a firm, but it might not be a readily available seat with them. Yes, that is acceptable, that there might not be a readily available seat with them. But what if I know my interest? If I know my interest, that helps the situation at least. It is not about the circumstances always. At least I know my interest, so I know which firm now I need to search. So out of the 100 firms that are available, might be available, there are already 80 firms that you would have knocked off on the fact that you are already decided in your mind, this is not the firm I'm looking to join. So when you are able to concentrate on those 20 firms only, because your concentration zone is less, your effectiveness on that zone will increase, and thereby you might be able to produce better results in those 20 zones. Another factor which I see very important, articleship or internship is always the priority if you have to go professionally, but at the same time you need to keep studying also. If you are going to keep studying, and if it is a major distant affair for you to travel to your firm, that might sometimes be a killing affair, especially in times of the exams nearing in, especially in times of when the critical moments of studies are into the ventures. So for that I would suggest, if the branding is not of a big priority to you, again your interest is the number one thing. You cannot generalize anything here. You cannot say which firm is to be gone to, a particular big firm or a particular small firm. They are all the matter of generalizations. You don't have to sink into generalization. The only way you can opt for a better firm is going by an approach of inside out and not outside in. Don't first see which is the firm that is existing outside and then interpolate it inside you. Instead, first see what is your interest, what is your liking, how you want to proceed into your career, and what suits you, what makes you feel good about yourself, what helps you to improve your personality and your professional career. And then once all the things are settled inside, then make it go outside and you will be able to find a good place. I am very sure about it. Now next, very small thing, although it is very small, but for somebody it might be very crucial also, is that the stipend is not a criteria right now. Why I say so? Yes, we all know that whatever these stipends are existing, to a lot of people it might not be feasible, or there might be n number of questions that might be asked on the amount of stipend and all. Sometimes a lot of big companies or big CA firms might be able to offer better stipend. But at the end, you need to realize it. It's any profession, whether it is CA, CS, CWA, advocacy or anything, there is a discrete amount of jump that you get in terms of your value the moment you pass out the profession, the moment you pass out and become an eligible member of the body. And what is significantly important is the day when you are the member of the body and the continuing days from there onwards, how much skill you have developed in your arena of interest. That is also a stipulation that I am putting in. I am not suggesting that it is only purely the skill that you have developed. I am suggesting that it is the skill in the area of your interest which is going to make you valuable. Because when the tough times will come, it is this interest of yours which is going to carry you forward. With this I would like to conclude, and I would wish all of you to have a beautiful, wonderful and the bestest of bestest career possible. Thank you so much for listening.